Hey there everybody, I'm back. It's time for some more Final Fantasy IX Excalibur 2 Perfect Game. In this installment, we're now off to the mountain path. Now that we're married, these guys will let us go past. And we get to meet Eiko. Who is the least useful character in the entire challenge. Here she's stuck because of the angel wing ornament on her back, which proves a detriment to her on multiple occasions. Meanwhile, Queen is off to try to eat Mog. But we're not worried about that. First, we're gonna come here and catch an Oglop. Then we'll head back to the village, and on the way we'll get the stuff that's up here. Oglops are this kid's favorite food, so he'll give us an Oglop card for the Oglop we caught. And now we head back to the mountain path. And collect the rest of the treasure. It's actually possible to catch another Oglop here, but there's no use for it as far as I can tell. And whether you're able to catch an Oglop or not seems to be very RNG dependent. So you just want to run for the closest one, mash X, hope you can get it. Now that we've bought a deal from Stiltskin and done some magnet business with Suzuna, it's off to fight Helgagars. And I prepared for this fight just a little bit differently than what the Perfect Game Guide suggests. I think with the Exploda, I think it's better to give Zidane the bandana for the Scarlet Hair fight, so he'll gain plenty of AP for Maneater and Insomniac there. So I give Zidane the Ritual Hat here. This way he's just a little bit less likely to dodge Eiko's attack, because we want to make sure Eiko hits him. And we also make sure Vivi is equipping the Oak Staff, because that's important for this strategy, as you will see shortly. Eiko is set up to do a guaranteed 18 damage to Zidane with her attack. That'll bring him to 87 HP, where he can use Lucky 7. And then Vivi will finish it with a Drain. The reason why I use Drain is because if you kill an enemy with Drain, its death animation gets skipped, and it just fades away. This way we get to skip Hilgar's long death animation, and boom, he's gone. And as you saw with the Robe of Lords, Dagger can survive any of Hilgar's physical attacks, which is very nice because it makes it much easier to finish this fight successfully. Now on the way to Medainsari, I like to grab these treasures now rather than later. I don't think it makes this screen any more dangerous. So I'll just get that out of the way. And then, since I don't want to have all the scenes in Medainsari at the beginning of a segment, I don't bother saving on my way to Medainsari, and I just get all this out of the way before saving. And now we have a lot of story stuff at Medainsari. You'll see a few treasure chests, but I skipped them all because none of them are missable, and they don't have anything particularly useful or valuable. So now, a lot of these scenes, you get to watch Eiko try to flirt with Zidane, even though she's only 6 years old. Now we run into this screen and back to trigger the next story point, which is this mandatory ATE. There's a thing with the ATEs in Medainsari where you can try to get Eiko to prepare the perfect dinner for Zidane and company, but it makes no difference whatsoever in terms of rewards, because there aren't any, and you won't be able to tell whether you got it in the end game, because the only change that happens is the dialogue during the actual dinner. So I don't bother with any of it, and just select the default options for which Moogle does what, because again, it doesn't matter. Now here we do a small sequence break, because we're supposed to go to the Eidolon wall and then say, hey, I should go get Dagger, and then come and get her. But instead, the game allows us to go and get her first, and then go to the Eidolon wall. So this saves a little bit of time. Now dinner is ready, so we go to Eco's house to eat. From my experience trying different things out, it seems like which Moogle goes fishing determines what kind of fish shows up on the table. But that's the only difference I've been able to see. Now I like to run over to the left side before grabbing the pot because Zidane does not run while holding the pot. Now there's a rather difficult trick that can be performed here. I failed to do it. But if you can press X at exactly the right moment, then you can talk to the Moogle without having it walk into the room. And that saves maybe 2 seconds. But it's no big deal if you don't get it. I didn't. Now Eco has agreed to unseal the Aifa tree for us, because apparently some summoner sealed it. Now I decided to be not quite so insane this time around, because my last run I skipped this save as well, but I went ahead and saved here this time. And now we're off to the Aifa tree. Having saved on the other side of the mountain path, it's not worth saving here, because getting through that mountain path is really easy. So I skipped this save this time instead. I wanted to do as much equipment preparation here as possible, because the next segment coming up is really complicated, so I wanted to reduce the complexity as much as I could. You noticed that I equipped Zidane with the Germanos boots and activated alert, That's just to make sure I don't get any back attacks, because I'm going to get encounters. There's just no way to get through all of this with 0 encounters. And I also activated Concentrate on Dagger. Having the Robe of Lords allows for a neat little trick that can save a few seconds later during the IE tree. And you should see that next time. And then I'll get an encounter on this screen, because it's extremely difficult to get through here with no encounters. The chance of getting through is less than 0.5% on this screen alone. So I accept 1 encounter and just move on. And I make sure to heal Dagger, because it's very important that she be at full health for what's coming up. Then we deliver a Magnet Letter and save.